Okay, we can get guidance. Okay, it has got a lot of information. Okay, yeah. So in our life, okay, it can be stormy at times. It can be calm at times. Sometimes we get lost. We need direction. Okay, we seek direction from wise ones. Okay, we want to have a blessed life. We want to have a good life, a happy life. Okay, we want to develop to be a good being. So where do we find this road map to have a good life? Okay, to have a happy life. Okay, yeah. So today we're going to study a sutta, the Mangala Sutta. Okay, the Mangala Sutta can be considered as a sutta that will guide us throughout our whole life. Okay, the Mangala Sutta is in the Khuddaka Nikaya, one of the collections. Okay, yeah, the loose collections. Mangala Sutta. How many of y'all have? Well, I know many of y'all are scholars. Okay, how many of y'all have not read a sutta before? Never read a sutta? All right, very good. Okay, yeah, very good. Okay, so today we're going to go through a sutta slowly and then try to understand suttas and feel the suttas. All right, okay, yeah. The Mangala Sutta starts from the beginning and it takes you all the way culminating in Nibbana. Okay, first it starts the conditions for a blessed life. Okay, how do we have a good life? First, you must have the right condition. What are the right conditions? It also talks about family responsibilities. What is your responsibility as a lay person or even as a monastic? Okay, so for today, our discussion will be more tilted towards looking at the sutta from the angle of our lay life. People like us, how do we share? How do we make use of this sutta for our purposes? How do we be good? Okay, so family responsibilities and also about social obligations in our society. How do we interact with each other? How do we be good with each other? How do we lead our lay life, our livelihood, our job? How do we look at our job? It also talks about moral purification. How do we purify our mind? How do we have this moral conduct, be virtuous, be a good person? And how do we cultivate this spirituality? Yeah, and picking in Nibbana. Okay, yeah. Suttas. Okay, suttas are the great teachers' teachings. Okay, discourses. Discourses in the early traditions are passed on by the oral tradition. Okay, oral tradition where the Buddha passed away. Okay, it's called the Paranibbana, Mahaparanibbana. Okay, 3 months after Mahaparanibbana, when the Buddha passed away, the monks gathered and say, "Hey, the great teacher's teaching, we got to collect them. We have got to compile them." All right. Okay. So 3 months after Paranibbana, the monks gathered at Rajagaha. Rajagaha is the capital of Magadha. Magadha, it's a great country around the Buddha's time. Magadha was strong because there's a lot of war going on. There are many countries around that part of India at that time. Okay, Magadha was a strong country because they produce coal and iron ore. With coal and iron ore, you can build strong weapons. Okay, with weapons you conquer. Yeah? So they become very strong. Okay, during the Buddha's time, King Bimbisara was the king, and then when they held the first council, King Bimbisara wasn't the king anymore. The king was his son Ajatasattu. Ajatasattu. He's quite a character. We will come to Ajatasattu later on. Okay, so Ajatasattu was a good Buddhist. Okay, yeah, and he facilitated the first council in Rajagaha. 500 arahats get together, and then Mahakassapa presided over the council. Okay, yeah, and they appointed Venerable Upali to recite the Vinaya rules. What should monks do? okay, the do's and don'ts, the disciplines of monks, and then they appointed Venerable Ananda to recite the discourses. Okay, the discourses are the suttas, the Buddha's teaching. Okay, why they appointed Venerable Ananda? Because Venerable Ananda was a constant attendant of the Buddha. Okay, he's one generation younger, and then he has got very good memories, and then of course, you know, he respects the Buddha a lot. So whatever the Buddha say, he remembers. Okay, yeah, and then after the first council lasted for 7 months. Okay, yeah. Then the groups were divided into the monks were divided into different groups, and they will recite different suttas. They will take a few suttas. Of course, some monks are very gifted, okay, so they can recite many suttas, okay. Other monks, they recite lesser, but the oral tradition is chanted. So every evening, or I don't know how often do they gather, but I'm sure very often, okay, they sit down and they will chant the suttas. So suttas in the oral traditions are meant to be chanted. So this is how it's chanted. Evam mi sutam ekam smayam bhagava savatiyam viharati jetavane anata pindika sarame. Okay, so this is what I'm chanting is the Thai tradition, all right, okay, yeah. What they chanted during that time, I'm not sure, okay. But chanting is supposed to be very soothing. Everybody chant together. When everybody chants together, when somebody is out of tune or chant wrongly, it is very easy to pick up, right, okay, yeah. So the first word, Evam mi sutam. Okay, so we talk about Ananda, Venerable Ananda. Venerable Ananda, when he recites the sutta, he says, this is what I've heard. So most suttas would start like that. Okay, this is what I have heard. Heard from whom? Heard from the Blessed One. Okay, Evam mi sutam. Ekam samayam bhaga. At one time, the Blessed One. So this is position. Okay, position during the Buddha's time on where and when. Okay, so at one time, the Blessed One was staying near Savatthi. Savatthi is the capital of another great country. During the Buddha's time, it's called Kosala. Okay, just now we talked about the great country called Magadha, right? Okay, during King Bimbisara and what's the king in Kosala's name? The name will come out. It will come out later on. Okay, during the Buddha's time, okay, the two kings marry each other's sisters. Right? Okay, yeah. So they become close relatives. Same thing with our Mangalas here. You know, the Southeast Asia, the Malay civilizations. Okay, yeah. This. You know, our part of the world have got a very great civilization. Okay, yeah. The jungles, of course, it's thick, very difficult to get into jungles. Okay, so states are sea states. They are called Mangalas. Okay, and they were married relatives. Okay, you marry my sister, I marry your sisters. They end up very close Mangalas, very close Malay states. Yeah, yeah. So same thing as in India's time. Okay. The name still won't come up. Never mind. Okay. Okay. Yeah, thank you. King Pasenadi and King Bimbisara, they marry each other's sisters. Okay, so they end up very close relatives. Okay, yeah. So Kosala is the capital of Savatthi is the capital of Kosala. All right. Okay. Yeah. Jeta Grove in Anatta Pindika Spa. Jeta Grove. Anatta Pindika. Anatta Pindika is a nickname of a millionaire. Okay, yeah. Anatta Pindika is literally translated as the feeder of orphans and the helpless. Okay, yeah. So during the Buddha's time, people have got nicknames. Okay, one time we studied the sutta. Okay, Dikajanu. Dikajanu means long knees. Yeah. Okay. The rabbit teeth. Okay. Yeah. All kinds of nickname. Okay. Anatta Pindika. His real name is Sudatta. Okay, Sudatta. People call him Anatta Pindika. Okay, he's a rich man. So he revered the Buddha so much. He wanted to listen to the Dhamma. So he make a donation. Okay, he built a monastery. Arame. Arame is the monastery. Okay, a temple for the Buddha to spend his time during the rainy retreats. You know, the Buddha spent 24 rainy retreats at Anatta Pindika's park. Okay, so that must be the Buddha's favorite place. Okay, and the many important suttas are disclosed there at Anatta Pindika's park. Okay, Jeta Grove. Prince Jeta, was the prince at that time. He has got a lot of land. So Anatta Pindika spent a lot of money to buy this park from Prince Jeta. Okay, this garden, and then built a monastery. It's called Jetawane Anatta Pindikasa Arame. Okay, so this is the first stanza of the Mangala Sutta. Okay, so suttas are structured like that. Okay, yeah. Then a certain deity with exceedingly radiant beauty, very late in the night, having illuminated the whole of Jeta Grove, went up to the Blessed One. Deity, yeah. Deities are devas, okay. Devas are materialists. Certain scientists will say there's no such thing as deity. Where got deva? Yeah, where got ghosts? Okay, where got gods? But there are some people who are really able, meditators, who are able to really feel devas. Okay, yeah. Of course, if you are a meditator, you can't feel ghosts, you can't see ghosts, because you will be so bright, so radiant. We're talking about this deva down here that is bright and radiant. Even for us, manusa, humans, if you are a meditator, you are also bright and radiant. You can see from people's face, somebody who meditates or come back from a meditation retreat, he looks radiant, he looks very bright. Okay, so meditators also have got certain radiance, and then devas like to get close to them. Okay, yeah. So if you practice well, you're a good person. Good people want to hang around you. That's nature. It's nature. Yeah. So people who practice well, okay, yeah, and they can feel devas. So devas are for real. So there's this deva. There are three deva worlds. Okay, the first deva world is called Kama Loka. Kama Loka has got 6 realms by itself. Okay, yeah, Kama Loka. Kama Lokas are like people, rich people who spend on their inheritance, their good karma. Okay, it's a world where it's very blissful. You enjoy yourself, and it's very often this type of devas. Because life is so blissful, they don't think much about learning the Dhamma. So very often they spend out their karma, they live their life, and then they end up reborn in lower realms. Sometimes animals, sometimes as hungry ghosts too. Okay, yeah. So this is the first Deva realm. Okay, so according to the Buddha, to be born as a human is great merit, because sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad. We grow old, we fall sick. Okay, there is suffering. Okay. The second higher level of Deva realms is called Rupa Loka. Rupa Loka means body. Okay, Rupa Loka. The Rupa Loka has got 16 realms. Okay, Rupa Lokas have got very subtle bodies. All right. Okay. Yeah. And then even higher is Arupa. Means don't have. Okay, yeah. Arupa Loka realms. That means they don't have a body. They only have got mind. So you don't have body. There's no oxidization. The mind stays there for a long time. So they live very long life. All these devas and humans, okay, and animals and the ghosts, hell realms, okay, altogether 31 realms. We are all subjected to the universal characteristics. There is suffering. Everything is temporary. There is non-self. Yeah. So as practice, as Buddhists, we all aspire for spiritual liberation. The highest form of spiritual liberation is Nibbana. And it is reasonable that we aspire to be spiritually liberated. Okay? Yeah? At least in this life, if we were to practice the Pancha Sila, just now we chanted the Pancha Sila. Okay, at least we practice the Pancha Sila well. We develop moderate level of concentration, moderate level of stillness, moderate level of wisdom. You are a Sotapanna. You are a stream enterer. Yeah, at this is the first level of spiritual liberation. Okay, so it is perfectly all right to say, "Oh, I aspire to be liberated." Okay, once you are Sotapanna, you have got 7 lives more to live. Maximum 7 more lives to go. Yeah, okay. So some people say Buddhism is a very negative, very pessimistic learning. No, it's not. Okay, yeah, but it's tough. Yes, but we are made of tough material. Okay, yeah, it is a long path. Okay, it is self. You have got to take care of yourself. You have got to walk this path. You have got to put in the work. All right. Okay. So we come back to the sutta. So there's this certain deity. This must be a very high level up deity with full of radiance, and it's beautiful. Very late in the night. Very late in the night. So the Buddha meditators don't sleep a lot. Of course, the Buddha sleep even less. The Buddha sleeps something like 2 to 4 hours a night. Okay, so when the night falls, the Buddha travels. Very often he travels alone by walking from village to village. When he gets to a village, people will all rejoice. Oh, the Buddha is coming. Of course, we're talking about more than 2,500 years ago. There's no opera, there's no TV, there's not a lot of entertainment. So minds are very pure. Today we are very clever. We are very clever, but very often we do not develop wisdom. Good people, that's why you are here for. Develop this wisdom, cultivate the mind. Okay, but 2,500 years ago, I would say people are not very sophisticated. So it's very easy for people to hear something and say, wow, it's so profound, so profound. So they end up in bliss, and very often they get enlightened because of that. Yeah. But it is good that you are here. We don't practice rites and rituals. We want to find out, we want to discover, we want to find out why. It is actually our good point, okay, to discuss, to discover, okay, to ask why. Ehi pasiko opanaiko, to self-realize, to come here, ask questions. That's what we are here for, good people. So congratulations, yeah. So very late. So the Buddha will go stay outside the village overnight, and then people will all get very excited, because this is the time where they can hear the Dhamma, okay, and learn to be good, and then learn a little bit, learn some wisdom, and then for many this is also a place where they can gather and then meet friends, and then I don't know whether they gossip not. I suppose everybody gossips, okay, yeah, and then meet the Buddha. So the Buddha will teach the Manusa people around evening time until maybe 9-10 o'clock. Okay, 9-10 o'clock, then he will start meditation, and then midnight he will sleep for a while. Okay, yeah, and then before dawn, before day breaks, he will teach the devas. Okay, so some devas in the Kamaloka, because all life is so good, they're enjoying themselves with all the pleasures from their fixed deposits. They can't be bothered to listen to the Dhammas. But some devas, okay, they want to listen to the Dhammas, okay, so they will approach the Buddha, okay, to ask questions, learn the Dhamma. So this particular deva, what does he want to ask? So he went up to the Blessed One, see how much this this Deva respects the Buddha, went up to the Blessed One. Having gone up to the Blessed One and saluted him, he stood at one side. Standing thus at one side, the deity addressed the Blessed One in verses. So it's beautiful language that this Deva is going to ask the Buddha. Okay, so imagine this scene, okay, saluted, bow, 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 quietly go to one side to the Deva. So the Deva, the Buddha was sitting in meditation. So the Deva says this, Bahu Deva Manusacha Mangalani Achintayum Akankamana Sotanam Brune Mangalamutamam. Many devas and humans longing for well-being. So in this life, the Manusa life, of course, okay, sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes wholesome, sometimes unwholesome, sometimes happy, sometimes sad. Why is it like that? So you find that devas also like that. The devas also, they have got suffering. Having thought about what is auspicious. So last time, more than 2,500 years ago, people are also very superstitious, thinking that if a moth were to fly into the room, oh, good luck, yeah. And then they kept on arguing, discussing, okay, if somebody were to wish you good morning, that means good luck. So we will all wish each other good morning, and then you will go around having the day, having good luck. Yeah, and then some will say, if I wear something, hang this thing around my neck, I go around, I'll be invincible, you know, I have good luck. Okay, so there's a lot of argument about what is good luck, what is good fortune. Okay, the Deva, same thing. So these are the Buddha's words. Many temples chant this. Okay, yeah. The Blessed One replies, Asevana cha balanam panditanam cha sevana puja cha pujaniyanam etam mangalamutamam. So in meditative, the Buddha in meditation, with a mouth half smiling, and say, good Deva, this is what is auspicious. And he go on with 11 more stanzas. This is the first stanza, okay? So we cannot take one word as, wow, if I can live by this word, I'll be henga, I'm all right already, okay? So it's altogether, there are 38 great blessings, okay? So here start with the first one. Asevana chabalanam, not associating with fools. Hey, how come? You know, the first sentence itself is negative, you know. Don't associate yourself with the stupid ones. Good people, that is life. The search for spiritual liberation is born out of suffering. There is suffering. There is cause of suffering. There's an end to suffering. And the end of the suffering is certain things. So the Buddha taught the negative first. Understanding the negative. The reason why there is suffering is because having this body, as long as you have got a body, this body will grow old, will fall sick, will die. That's nature. The reason why there is suffering is because there is one thing. We want things to happen. We want to associate with people we like. Or we cling on to people that we like. Please don't go, please don't go. But people part. Your loved ones go away. We do not want to associate with people we don't like. I can't stand my boss. I can't stand my boss. But the boss will always be around. You need to earn a living. Yeah, that causes suffering. Clinging, don't go. We want to cling cling on to our money. We want to cling on to our face. We want to cling on to our property. Clinging causes suffering. Okay? Yeah? Staying with the unbeloved one causes suffering. Despair, lamentation, okay? Distress causes in a state of, I can't help myself. I need help. Of course, that causes great suffering. Okay? By understanding what causes suffering, very often half the problem is solved. Because there is wisdom within. Then the Buddha teaches, how do we get out of this? Okay? What is the path for us to walk to get out of this suffering? Okay? So by not associating with the fools, okay, to be with unbeloved people whom we don't like. Okay? The fools are the ones who get us into trouble. Okay, the sutta stories. Okay, so hey, I promise to come back to King Ajatasattu, right? King Ajatasattu was in reign during the first council. Okay, King Ajatasattu actually is good Buddhist, good practitioner. He meditates, but the problem is he associated with Devadatta, the bad guy. He associated with Devadatta. Devadatta gave him the wrong advice, and what happened? What did he commit? He committed panatipara. He killed his father. Yep. King Ajatasattu killed King Bimbisara. Yeah, because he killed his own father, he ended up in hell. But we say everything is temporary, right? He was reborn in hell a few times, a few rounds. Eventually, he was, after spending all his karma, okay, he was reborn as a monk. Yeah. Then after some serious practice, he became an arahant. Yeah. So if you say, oh, I'm living in hell, I'm living in hell. Everything is temporary. Okay. It will end soon. Just be good. Watch the mind. So it's great teaching down here. So not associating with the fools. Do not associate with the bad guys. Okay, the bad guys will lead us astray. So in our lay life, who are the bad guys? Oh, we just chanted the Panchasila. The people who break silas, the people who kills, the people who steal, the people who tell lies, the people who engage in sexual misconduct, or the alcoholics. Maja means mad. The mind has gone mad. How does the mind gone mad? The mind gone mad through drinking alcohol, through gambling, through all kinds of things that defile the mind. Okay, end up hitless. Yeah. So when the mind is gone mad, hitless, people will also tell lies. People also commit other offenses. Okay, so these are the fools. Associate with the wise. Panitananja sevana. Yeah, with the wise, with the good ones. Okay. Who are the wise? Okay. The wise are people who observe the precepts. You come here, that's why we say Buddhist fellowship, that's why. Okay, Sister Mei, right? Sister Mei say, okay, turn to the left, turn to the right, say hi, say good morning. We make friends. That's why it's called fellowship. Fellowship, we come here, we make friends. Okay, we say hi to each other. We spread this sense of goodwill. May you be well. May you be happy. We make friends. It is in here that people find spiritual friends. Okay, among the volunteers, there are many spiritual friends here. Okay, yeah, they will walk the right path. Observe the precepts. Associating with this kind of people, you end up becoming a better being. Now, it's a better human being, but you become a better being, a better person. Puja cha pujaniyanam etam mangalam bhutamam. Puja. This morning we did a puja. We put our heads on the floor for the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Okay, this great teacher. Okay, we honor this great teacher. In our lay life, we also honor our mentors, people who take care of us. Honor the parents. Okay, yeah. We honor our mentors. We honor people who help us, who are of assistance to us. You see, the Buddha starts with the first line negative. After that, he doesn't mention negative things anymore. Yeah, it's to make us realize that, yeah, there is negative. Yeah, but most of it we stress the positive. Same thing with puja. Same thing when you bring up our lay life, when you bring up your children. Praise the Lord. Praise and blame is the same coin. Two different sides, that's all. Okay, when you praise, you give approval. Okay, yeah, you give permission, you encourage, you inspire. Okay, yeah, so praise the children well. Yeah, people who do good, praise, puja, give approval, say thank you, say well done, say it's cool. Yeah, people who want to do better, people who want to do more, because we all like to be praised. Yeah. So this is the most auspicious. So the Buddha doesn't say that, oh, you don't wear this thing around your neck. The moth comes, you chase the moth away. No. Okay, yeah. Okay. So these are the things that is most auspicious. And then he goes on. This is the first stanza. Altogether, there are 11 stanzas. Patirupade savaso japu beja kata bunata atta samma panijahitam mangalamutamam. Patirupade savaso, living in a suitable place. Good people, congratulations. We are all living in Singapore, where it is safe, where we can practice freely. You want to go to church? Free. You want to go to a mosque? It's all right too. I'm sure the imam will welcome you. Come, please sit down. I've been to a mosque before. The imam will say, yeah, what do you need? You need a Quran, I'll pass you a Quran. Yeah, okay. A church is also a very nice place. Sit down in the cathedral wall. It's very peaceful. Yeah, of course, you can walk into any temple anytime. Okay, yeah, it's also safe. You can walk middle of the night and you feel safe. Okay, man, woman equal. There are some places where man, woman not so equal. Huh? Yeah. There are some places where you're born, you have got to practice this religion. No choice. Yeah, having done good in the past, congratulations. We are all living on our fixed deposit. This fixed D is from our previous hard work, previous life, or when you were young. That we are living in a suitable place. For many of us, our grand ancestors, they braved the South Sea, they braved war, they braved famine to end up here. And today, we are living on that fixed deposit. Congratulations. It's good for you. Don't stop here, don't stop here. Atta samma panicca. Atta, the key word here is atta, self. The Buddhist practice is not something where a great being will grace you. Or create something. If you pray hard enough, create something will be created for you and you say, wow, thank God. No, it's atta, yourself. You yourself have got to walk this path. So you've got to ask yourself, what material do I work? What material am I made of? Action, reaction. Okay? If I aspire for certain things, you got to put in some effort. Set yourself on the right course. Atta samma paniccahitam mangalamutamam. So this is the second set of stanzas. Living in the right place, right time, congratulations. Living on a fixed D. But we ourselves have got to set ourselves on the right path. You have got to do the work from now on. Bahusha chancha si pancha vinayo cha susikito Shubhasita jaya vacha etam mangalamutamam. So what cost to be said? Broad knowledge and skill. Whatever you learn, learn well. What is broad knowledge? Broad knowledge means knowledge of the livelihood. If you are in school, be good in your studies. Okay, if you are doing your work, be skillful at it. Doing this practice, congratulations, that's why you are here. Broad knowledge, to learn knowledge. We must have knowledge to walk the path. We must have knowledge to train the mind. Okay, skill. Okay, the Buddha's time. Okay, also, there are craftsmen. Okay, so you also got to train your skill. Skill also means skill in the spiritual path, skill in the meditative practice. It's not just sitting down and watching the breath. As you practice more, you will encounter hurdles. That's where you need teachers. You also need broad knowledge, and you need to be skillful to cross hurdles. Sometimes meditators can get stuck for years. No progress, frustrating, you feel like giving up. You're angry with yourself. There's anger. There's greed. I want something to happen. And we tend to benchmark. We tend to benchmark something that we have experienced before. Oh, last time, there, at certain place, at certain time, experienced certain thing. Now, every time you sit down on the cushion, you want to have the same experience. So, you watch the greed. You watch the wanting. That's dukkha. Yeah. And there's I can. Every time you want to tell people, I can. I've done this. I've experienced this. That's anatta. Atta. The ego. Yeah. So we need to have developed this skill. Yeah. Discipline well mastered. Vinayo cha susikito. What discipline? For us, lay people, very simple 5 disciplines. Panchasila. Panatipata Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Harinadana Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Kami Sumichachara Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Mushavada Viramani Shikapadam Samadhiyami Suramaraya Majapamadatana Viramani Shikapadam Samadhiyami. Just master these 5 disciplines. That is the foundation for spiritual liberation. No killing, no stealing, no lying, no sexual misconduct. Make sure the mind is clear. When the mind is clear, it will also make sure that the mind is clear to watch that you do not commit the other fault. Of course, sometimes we go for meditation retreats. We observe the 8 disciplines. Sometimes people observe the 10 discipline. Now, if you want to lead a holy life, you want to renounce. Oh, there are many disciplines. That's why Venerable Upali recited the Vinaya rules, 200 over disciplines. Yeah, well mastered. Okay, no cheating. Eh? That's why it says, yeah, Vinayo cha susikito. Yeah, but it's self. You judge yourself. Yeah. Subhasita jaya vacha. Words well spoken. Oh, many disasters. Very often we make mistakes. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. Many regrets in life comes from the tongue. Many wars and quarrels also starts from the tongue. Okay, words well spoken. Words well spoken? Words well spoken means make sure it's true. Make sure it sows harmony. People, wow, that's true, that's true. Okay, make sure there's no gossip. Make sure it spreads goodwill. Yeah, these kind of words. Okay, make sure it inspires. That will be words well spoken. Say something people say, wow, wow, I want to be like that. I want to be like that. Etam mangalam uttamam. This is the most auspicious. So we continue to do this. The third stanza. Mata pitu patanam putadara sanggaho anakula cakamanta etam mangalam uttamam. The basic conditions set. Okay. Now you got to set yourself on the right course. Now the suttas goes on to talk about family responsibilities. Okay, yeah. Supporting father and mother. Okay, we owe it to our fathers and mothers. Okay, this life is not possible without our parents. So we respect them. Father, as we become more clever and we become more sophisticated, more skilled in our knowledge, more knowledgeable and more skilled in what we do, very often we look down upon our parents. Oh, yeah, they're also lao gu tong, there are many things they do not know. Yeah, but they have got wisdom. But at the same time, we want to support them. I am not possible without them. Yeah. Yeah, supporting mother and father. So very often between mother and father, they don't talk. They don't agree with each other. Between father and mother, they argue a lot. There is jealousy. There is competition with each other also. But because you are good, you are strong, you are intelligent, you are clever, very often the parents listen to you. Yeah. So the best way to support father and mother is, according to the sutta, is to walk them on the spiritual path. If they are too stingy, say, Mom, okay, give yourself a treat. Here's some money. Go for something nice to eat. Okay, buy something new. Okay, and then be more generous. Give away a little bit. Never mind, I give away on your name. Okay, yeah, and the best is teach them meditation. Okay, ask them, teach them how to watch their mind. Because our mind is like that. Just now we did 10 minutes of meditation. You watch your mind. Oh, it goes haywire. It's like that. Yeah, supporting mother and father. Okay, no amount of material support can repay how much you owe them. The best way is to take them on the path of spiritual liberation. That's the best way to support your father and mother. Very often we take our parents for granted. People with parents alive, I can't stand my mother. I can't stand my father. He coughs so loud and then he makes so much noise. Yeah, but there are people who, once you miss your father and mother, you don't see your parents anymore. There are people who will go through great extent to look for their father and mother. Yeah? People who are given away. Yeah, and they've never seen their mother for their whole life, and they will go through great pains. So where's my mother? Where's my mother? And they reunite with their mother. Oh, they feel very emotional. They'll cry and cry and cry. Father and mother. We got 3 sets of father and mother. The set of father and mother that give birth to us. The set of father and mother that bring us up. The set of father and mother that educate us, make us a better being. If your 3 different sets of father and mother is the same person, same 2-person, congratulations. Sometimes the 3 sets of fathers and mothers are different people. That's fine too. Okay? Yeah, support them, respect them. Okay? Have gratitude. Bhutarasa Sangaho. Yes, seeing to the welfare of wife and children. Responsible family relationship. Okay? You want to get married? Be responsible. Take care of the wife. Or take care of the husband. You want to have children? Be responsible. Take care of the children. Spend time with them. Okay? Yeah? No subcontracting to the maid or in-laws. Okay? Yeah? Of course. Today we're busy. We lead a very busy life. Yeah? So spend quality. What do people mean by spending quality time? Okay? Yeah? So the previous stanza we talk about puja, sitting together. Why? So puja means to encourage, to praise, to give approval. Doesn't mean to encourage approval. I play computer, yeah, approve, no problem. You want to watch TV, approve, no problem. You want to go to the park, approve, no problem. You want to go out, approve. No, not like that. All right, okay, yeah. What the children do well, encourage. Okay, yeah. And the reason why we sit down and train this mind, it's profound. Okay, very often today, because the mind is there's so many things that attract our senses. Come see this, come see this, come hear this, come hear this, come taste this, come taste this. There's TV, there's music, so many channels on TV, so many channels on music, and people don't listen to music together anymore. The music is on my ear, I wear my music. So people don't pay attention. The marvelous thing about the meditative practice is you train yourself to pay attention. Okay, supporting the welfare and wife of children and wife is sitting down. A good way will be of spending quality time is to have meals together. When you have meals together, please switch off TV. Please don't play with the handphone. Everybody sit down together. When food goes down, you satisfy the basic needs. Okay, it's easy to motivate and inspire. Family who eats together, stay together. Okay, you are also able to motivate each other. Okay, because it's a storm outside, it's a storm outside, it's a storm in our life. We seek refuge within the family. In the family together, we seek refuge in the Buddha, and the Dhamma, and the Sangha. That's what we bow our head for. All right, okay? So seeing to the welfare of wife and children. At the same time, welfare of wife and children, when the children grow big, it's time to let them fly away, give them the time and the freedom. Clinging causes suffering. Let them go. That is unconditional love. Son, daughter, dad loves you. Go. You don't have to come back if you don't want to. Approval, freedom, at an appropriate time. And on the conflict-free life, Anakula Jagamanta. So we lead a lay life where we got livelihood. What's a livelihood? Whatever you do. Okay, your life, how do you lead your life? Lead a life that is conflict-free. Now, if you work in a casino, at the mind, it's hard for the mind to be peaceful. If you work in the slaughterhouse, it's difficult, right? Yeah. So it is a good fortune to be Patirupa Desavasoja, born and living in the right place, right time, where unemployment rate is low. You can afford to choose. If I find that this livelihood is in conflict with my practice, change. But if you live in a place where unemployment rate is 35%, I just flew with a colleague who comes from Spain, Air Force One pilot in Spain. Unemployment rate 35%. What do? You got no choice. You need a livelihood. Yeah. In Singapore, you want to find a job, you get a job, right? Yeah. So it's a good fortune to be here now. Congratulations. Appreciate this. So we appreciate simple little things, starting from breathing, we appreciate. And we move up the ladder in our practice. So we do not take things for granted. Why do we want to practice this? Because we want to be peaceful, we want to be happy. And peacefulness and happiness is here and now. Dananja Dhamma Jariya Janatakananja Sangaho Anavajani Kamani Etam Mangalamutamam. So the Blessed One, the Tathagata. Blessed One, the Tathagata, the Buddha. Okay, the Buddha is different tense. The Buddha, okay, means the same person. Okay, yeah. After achieving enlightenment, okay, the Blessed One, the Tathagata, the one who knows, okay, means the same person. Before achieving enlightenment, as a Bodhisattva, is yes. All right. Okay. Please do. All right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for coming, brother. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Bodhisattva was the Gautama, the please help. The ascetic. Sakyamuni, okay, was Sakyamuni, okay. The Muni means the ascetic, okay, the holy man from the Sakya clan, Sakyamuni, okay, yeah. Or Gautama is the surname, Siddhartha. Siddhartha is the prince, okay. Before he became a Muni, okay, yeah. So he's got three names, different phase of his life. Prince Siddhartha. It's a prince, okay. Sakyamuni is the Muni, okay. The Tathagata, the Blessed One, is when ding, enlightened already. All right, okay, yeah. So the Tathagata continues with the next stanza. Dananja Dhammacharya. Generosity, Dananja, generosity. The best way to feel happy is to be generous. To give something. Generosity. Of course, if you're able to donate some money, that's good. By all means. Money and effort, by all means. Okay. Generosity also means forgiving. Also means the mind. This morning we say, hello, my name is James Khoo. May you be well and happy. That's generosity. May you be well and happy is the mind. Okay, same thing. When you drop a few coins in the donation box, what's in the mind? Watch the mind. This is our training. Okay, the training of the mind. Okay, so generosity, if you are generous, is the easiest way to feel happy. Okay, the monsoon is here. The monsoon is here. Okay, yeah. The best way to feel generous is say this. Blameless in action. Do that. Blameless in action. What is this blameless in action? The monsoon is upon here. And then a branch has dropped on the path. All right? On the path connector. And it hinders the movement of joggers and cyclists. Okay? If you were to pick up this branch and put it at the side, that generosity, that blameless action, how do you feel? Not expecting anything in return. You just want to do it. The northeast monsoon is upon here. The corridor is flooded. There's a puddle of water. You just take out a broom, sweep clean, sweep into the drain without expecting anything in return. And quietly put back the broom and go back. See, how do you feel? Quietly. So that's dana. Okay. Living by the Dhamma. We talk about living by the Dhamma. Dhammacharya. Okay, the 5 precepts. Training the mind. Do good, avoid evil. Train the mind. So the practice is very important. The practice of training this mind. Okay, supporting relatives. Natakananja sangaho. Just now, you start with mother, father, wife, children. A higher level, you have got more to spare. Take care of the relatives too. Take care of the wife's relatives too. Okay, you spread this goodness around. Spread this metta, this kindness around. Blameless in action. Okay, we talk about blameless in action. Okay, this is the most auspicious. So you find that the sutta is quite long. There are many more, okay, mangalas down the road. We cannot finish today. Okay, so today we will stop here. Okay, so we are doing this sutta halfway. Now, for you, if you are interested, go back, self-study. Of course, Brother James would like to come back if I get invited. Yeah, would I get invited? Okay. Thank you. Okay, I would like to come back to continue with the sutta. All right. Okay. Yeah. So we find that the practice is do good, avoid evil, and train the mind. What is training the mind? You see, we come here. We end up knowledgeable. We learn knowledge. Okay, learning the knowledge, you feel this sense of well-being. It's quite different now, right? Okay, after sitting down here, listen to the Dhamma, the state of mind when you walk in, the state of mind when you watch the mind, the state of mind after listening to the great teaching, very different. Okay, be aware of it. This is mindfulness, samasati. Okay, be awareness. Be aware of what is in your mind all the time. That's our practice. Be aware of what is in your mind all the time. Knowing this feeling, then we learn from our own experience. We learn from our own feelings. There is a cost to everything. The mind peaceful now. There is a cost to it. The mind agitated, is full of fire. There's storm. There is a cost to it. It's not me, not mine, not self. There is a cost to it. That ends up with that effect. So that's mindfulness practice. Okay? So we can do this mindfulness practice anytime, all the time. Yeah. I would also like to take this opportunity to make a little announcement. Please allow me. Okay. So we're going to start this practice. So it's a practice. We come here, we learn the Dhamma. Okay. We get this knowledge, but we must also practice. When you hear the knowledge, you feel nice. Oh, but all these mangalas, if you were to practice them, wow, it's a different feeling again. Hear about dana, oh, very nice, dana, blameless in action, very nice, you feel inspired. But you're actually doing it, live by the Dhamma. Wow, that's different again. Living by the Dhamma, you feel different, you become a better being. Okay, so same thing. Okay, the practice of mindfulness, the practice of training the mind, you need to practice. So we're going to start a program next year. Okay, actually the 7th of next month, we're going to start a program at Buddhist Fellowship East. Okay, this program is a practice. It's our mind. When you watch our mind, the mind thinks, right? What does the mind think? It thinks thoughts, all kinds of things. Okay, it is excessive. It is compulsive. You can't stop it. It's thinking all the time. It's random. It's this ECRT, excessive, compulsive, random thoughts. Yeah. Scientists give it this name, ECRT. Yeah. So that's the nature of this mind. Yeah. How to tame it? Because if we do not tame it, it's full of greed, hatred, delusion. One thing, angry, delusion, me. Oh, they are unfair to me. How can they say that to me? And because it is excessive, we keep repeating. Yeah. So this program is incorporating this oral tradition. So we're going to chant this sutta. I say it's beautiful sutta, right? Okay, yeah. So it reminds ourselves. So we're going to chant this sutta with other paritas. Okay, it's a 1.5 hours program. Okay, it will start the first half an hour chanting. You see, chanting has got many effects. Okay, chanting, when you sing a song, you feel happy. Okay, now here you chant very simple, a few tones only, very simple to follow. Initially, of course, you got to learn. Okay, yeah. So in a calm, peaceful manner, so we do chanting. Chanting also calms the nerves, calms the mind. It calms the animals too. When you say something very nice, very calming to your dog don't understand what you say, but the dog will come nearby. All right. When you say some words to birds, some sound, birds will come. When you play some music to snakes, snakes will come dancing. Yeah. Same thing with devas. Okay. When you chant some beautiful words, the devas will come too. All right. Yeah. So we're going to do chanting, practicing the oral tradition. Okay, it also calms our mind. Okay, if it is spiritual, you feel good about yourself. Yeah, then, so that will be the first half an hour to calm the mind. The second half an hour, we're going to go through the practice of guided meditation. Okay, so you experience 10 minutes of guided meditation, but in our program that we're going to start next month, okay, it will be half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour of guiding this mind down to a state where we will let the mind be free, and you go into a state of free meditation. And hopefully, after the 1.5 hours of session, you can go back on autopilot with a smile on your face and happy to conduct your life for the next 1 week before you come back for a recharge 1 week later. So that's a program, okay? I think we're going to, BF will make announcements soon, all right? Okay, yeah? So come support us. So this is the program, okay? Shall we open for Q&A?
Yeah. Thank you, Brother James, for the enlightened sharing. So may we say sadhu 3 times to Brother James? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now open for Q&A, comment or any feedback. Any sharing maybe? Q&A. Going once, going two. Okay, so any comment?
This course you're talking about, that's next month, is this just one session of 1.5 hours?
Okay, yeah, I've promised the organizers to conduct 10 sessions. Okay, yeah, I also have a livelihood to lead, so I'm quite happy to conduct 10 sessions. Hopefully we can get somebody else to take over. Yeah, then I can disappear somewhere. And then, so it will be a 10 session. Because of my job, it will be sometimes Wednesday, sometimes Monday. We try to conduct it midweek. Okay, yeah, it will be at Buddhist Fellowship East. Okay, 1.5 hour session. Okay, yeah. You're welcome.
Another?
Brother
yes, sir.
Khoo, thank you very much for sharing the sutta. I think it gives a very lively portrayal of what happened then and how the lessons that were taught by Buddha 2,500 years ago still very much resonate and applicable to all of us here.
Yes.
And I think actually I have a question on this, in that in life, especially in Singapore, where a lot of people will feel stressed. I mean, we are indeed thankful, and we are indeed fortunate to be living in a very developed society. But then again, there are also stresses in society, and all of us will face the same challenges when we step out of Buddhist fellowship in our different ways. And sometimes when we try to practice some of these, some of the lessons that were taught by this sutra, we will invariably still be affected by some of these stresses and setbacks. So, how would you, in looking at this sutta, help to inspire all of us when we face with such stresses or setbacks? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's like that. You know, our lay life, there's greed, there's hatred, there's delusion of mind. Our lay life, what do we pursue? We pursue money. We pursue material possessions. We pursue pleasure. We pursue prestige. Is it wrong? There's nothing wrong. You know, you work hard, you enjoy your money, go on tour. By all means, go on a tour. Okay? Your children do well, your son does well. Feel proud about him. Feel good about it. So there's nothing wrong. But what the Buddha teaches is, it is very fleeting. Okay? The nice meal that you go to a restaurant to eat. Okay? Initially it's very nice. After a while, it won't be nice anymore. You go on a tour. Initially, everybody excited, but halfway to the tour, can we go home already? Yeah, a year, like that one. Yeah. So it's like that. It's like that. Understand it. Okay. Then after a while, you find that if we do not have the spiritual side, then you say, hey, what is the meaning in life? What is it all about? But here, the Mangala Sutta, not just the Mangala Sutta, the Dhamma provides another side of it. There's more than this material pursuits, pleasure and prestige. There's this happiness culminating in Nibbana. So it's a good life. This body, of course, we will suffer pain, suffering, grow old, fall sick, die. It's stressful. You go to work. Many of our corporations, the company I work with, many of the companies that we work with, the basic fundamental is greed. Make more money. What is our market share? How do we kill competition, squeeze them out? It's like that. We'll organize a whole organization towards that path. Market share, squeeze them out, undercut. It's like that. So understanding it, we find that, yes, our life, there is suffering, there is stress. But we can also develop this wholesome part. There is unwholesome, greed, hatred, delusion. There is also the wholesome part. Okay? Generosity, goodwill, and non-self. So we develop more of this generosity, goodwill, and non-self. And when we see, when we become aware, when we know, when we are mindful of the greed, hatred, delusion, we say, it's there. You see, the problem is, the reason why we, very often, people get into depression, people feel very sad, is the mind, if you're not mindful, the mind keeps repeating. Yeah? It is this constant repeating that makes people very unhappy. Life becomes miserable. Life by itself, we will fall sick. But if you label this pain as pain, then it's, painful, miserable, nobody come and comfort me, the medicine doesn't work. But if you watch this pain, actually pain is more than pain, You should just watch it as sensation. Oh, there is a sensation there. There is a sensation at my head area. When you feel the sensation, then you can hear something. Yeah, this blood vessel is expanding, contracting. There is something that pokes. It's also quite itchy. There's something that's general, quite numb. And you watch it, then it's no more pain. Pain is a concept, it's a label. You label it as pain, but you watch it as truth. There is a sensation. The body feels sensation. The six senses. Yeah? So you just watch these six senses as it is, without labeling. The teaching teaches us to watch this. Then you find that, there's less dukkha. When there's less dukkha, you say, wow, it's profound. You get inspired. You want to find out more. This is the first start. Yeah, but life, there will always be suffering. It's like that. Okay, that's the first dukkha. That's the great teacher says, as long as I've got this body, there is dukkha. But understand that it's temporary. It will soon be over. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, one last question.
One last question.
Yeah.
Hello, brother. Yeah, and hello, everyone. My name is Hock Lee.
Hi, Hock.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I find that in everyday life, I tend to lose concentration and mindfulness easily, especially after a stressful day. So after a day at work, sometimes when I get home, I do not wish to speak to anyone, and I do not want to go anywhere or see anyone. Yeah. So I can respond to people in my life that way. That is when when I take a step back, I know that I have lost mindfulness, and therefore I responded that way to, say, my parents. I just tell them, sorry, I do not wish to talk to you. So I just wanted to ask you, or anyone here, any practical advice or tips to regain mindfulness, especially on a stressful day?
Anybody would like to respond to that? So the questions to anybody. So, Sister Pita, you have got a lot of wisdom. Come on, I'm sure you know the answer.
Next time, choose your seat. When you're in the direction of the speaker, he looks this direction all the time. Now, thank you very much, Brother, for your question. And I think also to answer the other brother's question. Now, these are maybe my 2 cents worth. I can't speak on behalf of, a very well practiced and well-trained teacher like Brother James. But in my own view, one of which is really the clear comprehension of mindfulness, right? When the Buddha says, you come and listen, it is through our ear and our auditory senses, right? Through your ear as well as through your mouth as it's spoken. But many of us who have been through education would know many times whatever has been said goes in one ear and comes out the other ear. All right? But the Buddha also says that from learning the language, from learning gaining the knowledge, you need to put it into practice. When it comes to clear comprehension, it is really realizing that knowledge into clear practice, right? It is all right and natural for us to feel inertia as well as frustration when we have to face with our daily life. If not, we're not called human beings. We'll be called devas or sentient beings and other beings in other realms. So clear comprehension of mindfulness from learning to practicing, then to realization, would be the path of the journey that we take. Do not hate ourselves too much, but be always fully aware and comprehending that this is a moment of difficulty for us. And each moment of difficulty that we face, to exercise kindness and gentleness, at the same time to make peace with the situation. And I commend you and thank you for acknowledging it to your parents that you're in a difficult situation at that moment. Right? That's been very kind and been very gentle. It is all right to not to want to be engaging in an adversary situation. But when you are in a calmer situation, come back and explain to them how you feel about the stresses of the day. And perhaps it is basically just getting a hug from them or getting that understanding that you're in difficulty. Yeah? So don't blame yourself too much. Okay? The Buddha does say that always come back to the Dharma. Whatever you do, whatever difficulties that you have in life, always come back to the Dharma. It's not so much about what people say, it's how you feel at peace within your own hearts. So, yes, that's my 2 cents worth.
Thank you, Sister. Okay, yeah. This is my view, all right, okay, yeah. By being aware that you are very stressful, being aware that when you go back, you're very tired, you want to go back to your own room, there is mindfulness. Okay, being aware that you didn't wish your parents is mindfulness, is aware. Okay, you yourself know what to do. Wisdom will develop within. Okay, but I also want to lead you to this Mangala. Subhasita Chaya Vacha, words well spoken. Now, if you are tired, your parents love you. Okay, I'm sure your parents will know, can feel. You don't have to tell them. Looking at you, the parents can feel that you are tired. The parents will give you the space. Okay, yeah. When the time is right, then use words well spoken. Don't have to tell long stories. Okay, say things that are true. Say things that are meaningful. Okay, the wisdom that you learn. I don't know whether your parents are practitioners or not, but use some wisdom. Then the wisdom stays in the mind for a long time. Okay, they'll be proud of you. They'll be enriched. They become better beings. Okay, we work very hard. Okay, it is natural that we feel very tired. Okay, but mindfulness is not say I can make tiredness disappear. But mindfulness is aware that the mind is tired. Wisdom will tell you what to do. Okay, yeah. But it's people who tired and then drink alcohol to get rid of the tiredness. Okay, yeah, or do other stupid things or blame others. okay, for being tired. But be aware that the body is tired and the mind is tired. The Dhamma provides a lot of answer. Okay, this watching the breath, a quiet moment. Okay, be mindful. When you're mindful that the mind keeps repeating, the mind will stop repeating. Very often tiredness is, well, body, it is also mind. Very often we bring our work home. Okay, we keep repeating it. Okay, whole day you'll be working. Then because you are not mindful that the mind keeps repeating, you go to sleep with the same project, with the same problem, with the same people, and you wake up. Yeah, same people. My boss. Yeah, even though you're at home in a bedroom. Yeah, so be mindful, practice mindfulness. Give yourself, say, 5-10 minutes of sitting down quietly, be in the here and now. Let the mind be peaceful before you go to sleep. And you sleep well. And if you sleep well, because we don't do hard labor, actually we do not need a lot of sleep. Very often, we sleep a lot, but the mind doesn't rest. The physical body rests. Sometimes physical body can rest for 10, 12 hours, but the mind, because the mind doesn't rest, you wake up groggy. Yeah? But if you are able to put the mind to rest, peaceful, 5-6 hours, more than enough. Well, it's enough. I won't say more than enough. It's enough. All right? Okay? So then you rest the body and you rest the mind. Yeah? Okay? Mindfulness also means sometimes, you have got breaks during your office hours. Okay? Yeah? Tea breaks, lunch breaks. Okay? Instead of idle gossips, okay? By all means, talk to people. Okay? Words well spoken. But certain periods where you can give yourself 5-10 minutes, give yourself a little bit of quiet moment and sit down and to be alone, to be in the here and now. You'll find that the mind will get recharged. The mind is the forefront. When the mind is recharged, the body will get recharged too. Try that. All right? Okay. We're running out of time. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, okay, thanks again, Brother Jen, for the Dharma.